572-0383 or 572-0215. REV-UP St. Lucia, the alpha of radio.
Pick up your phone for the Love Zone. All of St. Lucia, we here to entertain ya. 95.9 FM, that's our frequency. Heard on Tuesdays with Sharmark and Nikki. Hot topics for the lovers. It's a show like no other, the Love Zone. From 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend. The Love Zone. The Love Zone. The Love Zone.
Hello there, good morning, good afternoon, good night to our listeners in St. Lucia, of course, and our viewers as well in St. Lucia and across the globe, especially those of you watching us on Facebook, on YouTube, and also on X. Welcome to the Love Zone for another Tuesday. It's the 3rd of March, 2026. My name is Andre Paul, the co-host of the show. Today we only have one co-host, or should I say one co-hostess? The lovely Nikki. Nikki, very good morning to you.
Good morning, good afternoon, good night to all our listeners. A pleasant good morning to you, Andrea. I trust that all is well with everyone. I hope that everybody had a wonderful and peaceful weekend and that your week is going well thus far. It's wonderful being back here on the Love Zone. Sharmark, I miss you. I hope that wherever you are, you're well and that you're going to have a wonderful time. I hope that the month flies quickly so you can get back soon. Yes. I have advanced birthday greetings going out to a wonderful sister, Yanida. I call her Owl because she has really big eyes.
Really?
Yes. I call her Owl. Yeah. So, Owl, I hope that you will have a wonderful, wonderful birthday, and may you live to see many, many, many more happy birthdays. You're celebrating on the 5th of March, which is day after tomorrow, Thursday. Yes. So, I just want to wish you all the best in the coming years, and may the Eternal One grant you blessings, health, and strength always. Yes.
Okay, what's the full name you said?
Yanida.
Okay. Yanida, what's the last name?
Edmonds.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Yanida, very good morning to you. Wherever you may be, good afternoon, good night. Happy birthday in advance. So when is the birthday?
It's actually on Thursday.
It's coming Thursday.
Yes.
Alrighty.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how are you doing?
I am well, apart from the fact that, you may not notice, but I'm grieving because I lost a very close friend yesterday. She passed after a really long battle with diabetes and all sorts of stuff. So I am grateful to the Eternal that she's at rest now.
Mm-hmm.
She had a really, really tough time. So, while I'm grieving, I'm happy. Because, the suffering is over, and that's how I see it. She's free from the shell, the physical shell,
Did you ever mention her while you were on the show for any reason?
No, I don't think I had, no. No.
No. We should have been doing that, sending her some positive vibrations.
Man, I tell you.
Okay,
yeah,
well,
yes.
all right. Well, sorry to hear that, Nikki.
Yes.
I hope her family,
Yes.
that they can pull through because, death is never an easy thing, no matter how prepared you think you are.
I know, and coincidentally, today is exactly 3 years since my dad passed. So all of that,
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But that's a part of life that we cannot escape. We need to learn to embrace it and deal with it as best as we can. Yeah.
Definitely. Let's say good morning, as you said a while ago, to Sharmark.
Yes.
He won't be with us for the next few weeks. We did mention that last week, but just in case you didn't hear the show last week, we're letting you know again that Sharmark will not be with us for the next few weeks. All right? Okay, so without further ado, Nikki, what are we talking about today?
Okay, so today we have a very interesting topic, and I think this is a very serious topic as well. I I mean, we always try to come up with, topics that are very impactful. So you could read it.
No, go right ahead. Go
You
right
sure?
ahead. Mhm.
Okay. It goes like this. Was the family unit more stable when men went out to work while women remained at home to nurture the children?
Repeat that.
Was the family unit more stable when men went out to work while women remained at home to nurture the children?
So, in a nutshell, what do you think? Because I think it's a mixed bag. Yeah.
Honestly, I believe...
And let me say, when I say mixed
Yes,
bag, I mean there are lots of
pros and cons.
pros and cons.
Yes.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yes.
So it's a
And
mixed bag.
It is. I mean, undoubtedly. But I think, and that is based on what I saw and what I went through, I think that the family unit was more stable when it was that way. Men going out to work and women remaining at home to nurture the children. Because
So, just to stick a pin right there, what do you mean it was more stable? What does that mean?
I think that the family unit was more grounded. I think it was on a level where there was more stability. And that is just my humble opinion, right? I mean,
I still don't understand.
why?
You say there was more stability. What do you mean?
I think that the children were on a level where they were more well able to deal with, like what was going on, because the mother was there to nurture, right? The fact that the man was out making a financial contribution, I think that put more, it put a, how do I say it? I think it gave like the woman, excuse me, and that is, I think it gave the woman more time to be able to be there with the children, as opposed to both parents being away from the children, right? Also, from a child, I learned that it was a man's role to go out and work, and it was the woman or the female to stay home and, care the children. That has changed drastically, of course, over the years. So we cannot dispute the fact that because of the way the economy has changed, it is very difficult for one parent to be the breadwinner, the sole breadwinner, right? So for that reason, I believe there are many parents who go out there and work, and as a result, the children kind of, suffer. We cannot run away from that. So I don't know if what I'm saying is making sense.
Yes, of course. You always make sense.
I try.
You always make sense.
Yes.
But as I said, for me, it's a mixed bag.
No,
And
definitely.
I wanted us to examine some of the pros and the cons
Yes.
that with my little research.
Okay.
Okay. For sure. The divorce rates were a lot lower
Yes.
back then,
Yes.
and I think we tend to think the divorce rate was lower because, well, the family, as you said, they're stable. But I think what was going on is the fact that the lady was not financially well off.
Yeah.
Had she been financially well off, she'd have probably left.
Definitely. So that's huge.
Because back in the day, and even you think we've made some advances. We'd be surprised that men, the attitude back then, yes, it's true, they know they had to go out there to work, but for the most part, they acted like dictators.
Oh, definitely. But that's another thing. So they were domineering.
Exactly.
And the woman felt that they were actually at the mercy of the man.
Yes.
And so he had her, like, I hate to say it, but under his foot.
Correct.
You know what I mean? And he had that dictatorial kind of attitude, that authoritarian kind of attitude. And so women were more submissive because they had very little options. And so that kept them right where they were.
Exactly.
Now, that doesn't mean that they did not want to leave, but then they didn't have a choice.
So I'm saying, and I could be wrong, I think the divorce rates back then were lower because the women were not really in a position to stand up for themselves
I tend to-
financially.
yes,
Financially.
I agree with
Let me
you
tell
there.
you, nowadays, right? If somebody wants a divorce, all it takes is, well, of course, you must have a good reason, of course, and according to our laws, there's a certain time span so that you can apply for a divorce, right? Apply.
Yeah.
Is that the right way? Apply
yes,
for divorce.
Yes, yeah. I
Okay.
mean, you can request, yes.
Yeah, but once you have the resources, you're going to get your divorce.
Exactly.
And the woman can be the one now because remember, she's, well, for the most part, employed and she's making money. So she's in a better position to go now and say, hey, I want a divorce.
Exactly.
And remember, of course, the rights of the woman. I mean, people
All
even
of
say
that.
that it even favors female. So
Yes.
when you said about it was more stable, I was just a little unsure as to what you really meant.
I understand.
Because the reality is that they had the same issues.
Yes,
It's just
but
that
they dealt with them differently.
They just
Yes.
stayed there and took it. And I keep saying what a lot of women did. Either they stayed on the same bed and gave the husband their back, right? Or they took their own room.
Yeah. And I think we've discussed that it doesn't mean that they were happy or things were working out. I just want to touch on the financial aspect where women are concerned. Right now, a lot of women are in positions where they call the shots. And so when they feel that they've had enough, then they have resources that they can just pull out, where women would think, mostly of the well-being of their children back then. I don't think that that's the case in a lot of instances right now, because a woman will tell you, well, I can raise my children on my own, especially if they're financially able, that kind of thing.
Yes.
So the dynamics have changed and we cannot run away from that.
Yeah. And we also cannot run away from the fact that the nuclear family is the best environment, right, to raise and nurture children,
It is.
provided each person is playing their role.
Yes.
That's important.
You know what I think we need to do? We need to have a topic where we discuss the roles of the man and the woman. Like, if we could come up with a list of roles for each of the
Sure.
genders, I think that's very, important, So,
Yes. So you shall work on that.
Yes.
So we're looking at the pros. Okay? Back in the day, divorce rates seem to have been
Lower.
And we don't know, again, if that's a mixed bag.
Point.
You know what I mean? In other words,
Yeah.
even if the divorce rate was lower, we don't know whether that was to the benefit
Of the family,
We
or
don't-
not.
we don't
yes,
really know.
Yes.
Huh?
We can only guess.
Exactly.
Yes.
So now let me just talk about my experience. Because at my home, although my grandfather never really worked out, he was like self-employed, a jack of all trades,
Okay.
kind of thing. But so he spent quite a bit of time at the house actually. Okay, so and my grandmother was there. So for me, I remember I got a home cooked meal, and not just one, 3.
Wow.
Okay, so we had breakfast, in fact, for us it was easy because when we were at school, we had a school which is still there, right? It was called the Vidbutai Combined School.
Oh, okay.
So you go there. It was just a stone's throw away from our residence. So it takes me 5 minutes to get to the school.
Wow.
Okay, so 5 minutes to get to the school, lunchtime, 5 minutes to get back home.
That's
And it was a wonderful thing. I'm telling you, that's a pro. It was a wonderful thing when you get home and you say, Mama. Yeah, and you get a response. It's not like
Right.
today now, unfortunately, where you have the ladies now who are out there.
Yes.
And the children come home. In fact, I remember one time I was reading about, I think in America, I don't know how it is here. I'm not too sure. They used to call the children latchkey children.
Oh, I think I've heard that term.
Yeah, in other words, the children come home with a key.
Oh.
Right? When I first got a key to my home, I was 16.
Wow.
So now you have little children. Okay? You see them making their way home. I'm sure you've seen those things, right? They're by themselves.
Yeah,
Right?
I wonder about
And they have the
that,
key
sir.
to the house. So when they get home now, mother, father, they're not there. So back in the day, that was a big deal. That mother, at least mother is there.
Yep.
And as I said, for me, when I got home, that felt really good. When you say mama and you're hearing,
Yeah.
so, we've or something, you get a response.
Yeah, indeed.
Okay, and as I said, those home cooked meals were very, very important.
I think it creates a sense of homeliness for the child and belonging and all of that. It's important. It's important. You can't run away from that.
Yes,
So,
and because of the fact that that she was home, you almost had you didn't have a choice but to develop a relationship.
it's true. You
Yeah,
understand?
because there's somebody there,
the
so you develop a
attachment
relationship with this person, and also it gives you a chance as a young person to see the way that I'm talking about the housewife, right? Because assuming the man is outside,
Yes.
it give you a chance now to see the way they conducted themselves.
Yeah, and I think that fosters, some kind of a subconscious thing in one's mind where they can actually know or have a sense of the type of woman that they should look for.
Yes,
So
exactly.
These things are important. I mean, we overlook them, we downplay them, but when you really analyze them, they are very important aspects, of family life, and you choosing somebody while dating. Certain things come up, you see certain things. That's if you pay attention, if you don't let your feelings dominate and all of that. So
Yes. And also there was this protective layer there, meaning they've been there, done that.
yes, and so they want to try to shield you.
Yes, exactly. So they give you advice,
Yeah, little pointers.
right? Which is very important, because if you don't get those, as you said, those pointers,
Yeah, you flounder.
end up making a whole ton of mistakes.
Let me
Some
tell you.
real dumb choices. So they're there to protect you. And I remember when she didn't see us at a certain time, she'd be calling.
Oh yes, worried.
Yeah, she's I wonder now if a lot of parents, while they're at work, if they wonder if that they don't get so caught up in what they're doing that they don't even remember the children for the entire day.
No.
It doesn't even. It's maybe on their way home they say, oh, but like then it comes to their mind, I have a child. You understand?
Oh,
I
God.
wonder about that.
For some people, yes. For some people, no, I'm sure. I think and it depends on the nature of the job too, because some people are so immersed in
Yes.
their work. It's like it takes precedence. And to me, that is just so sad,
And you now in the US, for example, the number of what they call the hot car incidents where parents take children to school or to whatever they take them to, and they literally forget the children in the vehicle.
This is this is madness.
So
Honestly.
you have to ask yourself, what is it that's on our mind that occupies our mind so much that this
Let me
happens,
tell you.
especially the rapidity.
I know. Let me tell you. I think I always say it's about us. We need to at least try to take charge of certain situations in our lives. You cannot just give up control like that. You have to. Okay, fine. You have a job. Yes, you may have deadlines. You may have this. You may have that. But what about your children? What about your family life? Like, which is more important to you? That's the question we need to ask. Which is more important to us?
And if I may admit myself, I'm telling you, sometimes I get so bogged down in what I'm doing. Not just now, right? I mean, for a great part of my life, that the entire day would go by, and the people most important to me would hardly cross my mind.
Again, you see, we need to take the time, okay? There are 24 hours in a day. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, the good thing is for you're aware of that, and so you can actually make a change there. Even if you devote like 5 minutes or 10 minutes and you try to contact the people most important to you, nothing wrong with that, you see? Because at the end of the day, when it hits us? When the person is gone.
So if we were missing for a little while,
Yeah.
okay, my grandmother would raise the alarm.
Yes.
She'd
it's
call
true.
you. She'd call you. Ever happened to you? She'd call your
Very
name
much
loud.
Let me tell you, and that
Now-
shows that they care.
Yeah, exactly. And I wonder sometimes, for example, if we leave our children at a particular location, right? Are we concerned enough now to even check? To give a call and say, hey, is everything okay there? with such and such a person, everything all right? We just figure as though, oh, they must be fine.
Especially nowadays with the craziness that's happening. I mean, when my daughter, when they go out, I always say a prayer. I always do that, and I always...
That's another one. Because again, I'm talking about what happened at my home.
Yes.
I know my grandmother had her shrine in her room, and prayer was a huge part of her life. Now, I didn't quite understand what it was all about until there's certain times I would actually go to her and say to her, and imagine, I should be doing that for myself at the time. And I'm saying to her, pray for me. Because I saw things that she would talk about, right? Things that she said she was praying about, and these things would actually come to fruition. They actually, you see the thing. So when now you see that, you say, like in my case, pray for me. Because you figure as though, well, it works, you know what I mean? But maybe it works for her.
But you see, that's the thing, funny you talking about that, because I find I can pray harder for people than for myself. But I ask people to pray for me. I believe in the power of prayer. You understand?
Right. But the point I'm making is that, do we make time to do that?
I think some people do,
Yeah.
Some people do. Honestly, some people do. And again, you see, if we do it from like when the children are very young, it will become an integral part of their lives. And it's like it will rub off on them. That's what I believe. You understand? Like if they see it, it will be a subconscious thing.
But how again, we're talking about the pros and cons and so on. How do we make the time? Imagine yesterday, I had such a long day yesterday, right? And more so on Friday, I had to leave here a lot earlier. So there's certain things I was supposed to have done, these things were not done. So I had to take care of that yesterday.
Wow.
All right? And imagine, I got home last night. I think I got home like minutes to 9. And I'm asking myself now, okay, because there's some more things I was supposed to do, right? I'm asking myself, what do I do now? Do I go and take care of those things that I know I need to do, or do I go and pray?
I think the latter, because then, you see, you have to, I think you need to incorporate that in your, and that is for people who believe in these things. I'm not forcing anything on people. Now, it doesn't have to be a long prayer. You can just like make up your own, just make it come from the heart. Like, thank you for another day. Like, what more can I say? Like, thank you, God, for everything. That's a prayer. A lot of people think you have to pray for hours. That's them. But I'm saying just a simple thank you, that's all encompassing. You know what I mean? So it doesn't have to be lengthy. It just doesn't have to be, you just make sure you take the time to acknowledge the Creator. That's it.
I hear that, Nikki. But if you are, because again, my grandmother, she wasn't on her knees for hours, but she didn't rush it. From my observation,
because
she would stay there. She would stay there for a while, right? For a while. Again, maybe that's one of the advantages of being a housewife.
Yeah.
That because she would stay there for a while. It wasn't any. So when you think about it, Nikki, when you say about it doesn't have to be a long prayer. If you're developing a relationship with somebody, how would you feel if you were to meet that person and all you say to them is, hello, hi, all is well, and you turn your back and walk away?
That's different with the Creator, and that's my opinion. That is so different because the Creator is all-knowing. And so the mere fact that I take the time to thank you, I think that's enough.
But why would he actually say to you to ask?
Ask
because
what?
as you said, if he knows everything, right? You'd figure there's no need to ask. But he actually says to you to ask. The point I'm making, Nikki, is that again, that was an integral part of my mom, my grandmother, and what she did.
I understand.
Right? And because remember we're talking about the pros and the cons and so on. So that one to me was a huge one.
Okay,
because she actually made the time. She actually made the time to have that connection. I'm just asking, in today's world, how many people? And if we think the way, sorry, I mean, all due respects, you're thinking just a quick thing, hey, Creator, thank you very much for a beautiful day. You're done with that.
Let me tell you, I hear what you're saying, but I think that things have evolved and people are getting to realize that these long ritualistic prayers, like, okay, fine. People think that they work and that's okay. But then there are different methods of prayer, You understand? There are different methods of prayer. And I know that, you have to foster that close bond with the Creator and stuff like that. But I always thought that lengthy prayers was not the thing. And that's just my personal opinion.
Okay. All right. So we're talking about pros and cons. My grandmother, she washed our clothes.
Oh, that is so important. Clean clothes.
Yeah.
My goodness. Let me tell you, nothing beats that.
And let me tell you something. There was hand washing. There's no
machine.
There was no machine back in the day.
You know what my mom used to do? She used to take the clothes, she used to put them to soak, and she had like this heavy bat.
Yes, I
and
remember
they
that.
used to beat the clothes, and let me tell you, this thing was magic. It would make the clothes so white and so clean and so whatever.
Can you imagine that your parent, right, back in the day would take, and listen, you're talking about, in our case, we had like 4 of us in the house.
There was 11 of us.
Right, my cousin eventually came to the house. His name was Morris. I hope he's listening. He's not in St. Lucia, right?
Oh, okay.
So you have Morris as well. You have my grandfather, my grandmother. And that lady, imagine that, would start washing that clothes from whatever time.
I know.
I mean, that was something else.
Yeah,
You're talking about
it
a sacrifice?
It was, honestly, and there's nothing better than clean sheets on a bed. There's nothing better than.
And imagine
clean
you're
clothes.
washing every sheet.
Yeah.
Can you?
By hand.
My gosh, man.
But you know what? Amazingly, they were used to it because that was what they had. That's just the fantastic thing about it.
You ever tried washing?
Hello?
You feel this thing on your.
Let me tell you, you see my wrists, they would get cut. They would
Exactly.
be blackened.
Yes.
The friction, and my hands are. Let me tell you, I used to wash a lot, in my hands. So all of that, my hands are rough, and I had like a compulsion to wash my hands constantly, and I still have that compulsion, and so my skin is damaged. Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So I know what that is.
Yes. So that was another huge one to actually see that sacrifice on your behalf. It's really something
It's a
else.
lot.
It's something
It's a
else.
lot.
So now again, remember the young people. When I say the young people, sorry, maybe the ladies nowadays, they're out there, they don't have time to do the washing anymore. So again, what is it that the children are there to see as a demonstration that
It's
my
so
parents
sad.
love me and check in for me, that kind of thing?
And not that. Like I said, when children see these things, it gives them a sort of idea as to what family life is supposed to be like, and it helps them try to decipher. It helps them decipher, like what to expect from a male or a female, that kind of thing. So I think that is very important.
So here's another one again, another important one. Wherever she went, she took us.
Oh,
Wherever she went, she took us. Okay?
see?
And of course, there were certain times that we didn't like certain things. For example, when they meet their friends and the conversation starts and the conversation is not ending.
Yes, and you
And
just
you're
have to be
standing
there.
there, you're standing there waiting for the conversation to end, But nonetheless, she took us shopping. She took us like to buy clothes and shoes and whatever. And again, you just saw all these things. You had an opportunity to see that. She'd take us to the cinema, for example.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the whole crew. Whole crew going out to cinema together, along with our grandfather. He'd come along, right? So you had an opportunity again to see those things, and again to make a judgment as to, hey, by the actions of this person, you could tell that they really, really do love me.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Even if they don't say it.
Right. Another
if they
thing
don't say
she did. Okay. She made sure she was in touch with extended family. Okay, so the family now would include those family members from, well, in our case, from Labrie,
Okay.
Choiselle, right? And she would tell, she's called him Misia. We already, say this coming Sunday we're going around the coast and we're going to see family. So extended family, which should also include her on her side, her sisters, right? Her mom. And as a matter of fact, at a certain point there, she brought her mom to live home with us.
Oh, really?
And we had an opportunity to be around an old person. I remember one time, we were going to the Marian home as a group, a church group, many, many years ago. And I remember one of the teachers saying, before we take the children to the home, we have to let them know or prepare them for what
they're going
to
to
see.
see.
Because for a lot of young people, they have no connection with older
Tell
folks.
you.
Okay? So I'm talking about my grandmother, she made sure that there was a connection there, right? To the point I said, when the time came, she brought her mother to the house. So we were around a much older person.
Yes, so you all knew what to expect.
Yes.
That's so important, huh?
Right. So
Wow.
these were a lot of the
cons.
the
Pros,
good
sorry,
stuff.
pros,
The good stuff,
pros,
right?
Yes.
So let's just talk about the cons now. At least from my experience, and by the way. So the cons. I think maybe she probably wouldn't say that, but to a great degree, maybe she was lonely.
Gosh,
Maybe.
that is something. That is because the male is, constantly out, and yes, you have all that responsibility. Maybe your mind is never, not occupied. But I think that in, people's quiet moments, the loneliness can set in, even if, like you rightly said, she may not admit it.
Yeah.
But it's a thing. Yes.
Yes, because there's a lot of these housewives, right, who just there. In fact, because we're assuming now that all of them are around children. That may not be so.
No.
And even though you have the children there, okay, that's why you see a lot of people say that you live for others. You don't live for you don't really take care of yourself. So they're more centered around you.
Other people, yes, and they
right?
neglect
And they
themselves.
neglect themselves.
Yes.
And sometimes, especially if now you have issues in the marriage now, where the man and the lady not really dealing with each other. They when I say not dealing with each other, I'm talking about
Yes.
they're not.
Bedroom.
Pardon?
In the bedroom.
Yes, they're not. They're not. But
Say it.
Making
This is
they
a
don't make love
zone.
with each other.
This
They
is a love
don't.
zone,
So
Andre.
you thinking maybe the person is happy and so on, and sometimes you see you hear them complaining about certain things, maybe even talking to themselves,
They
about
put on a mask, to try to hide the real thing. And then if you were really to cut away that mask, you would see how lonely they are. Now, I just want to bring up the fact that in some cases, right, a maid or probably, a helper would have been hired, right?
Yes.
And to assist with all of that work and stuff. But in the case where it's, let's say, the person, okay, like a couple had a really big house and then they had like gardening to be done or the pool or whatever, say for example they were to employ a young man, right, for that post, and the man, like the husband, is constantly out and whatever. Do you know what can happen? There are cases where like the wife develops like feelings for the yard person.
Of
or
course,
the pool
these
boy,
things
and
happen.
These things happen, So there are certain things that need to be taken into consideration when we go that route.
So another con. I wonder whether as a housewife, if they felt that there were things to be proud of. Like for example today, when women attain certain things, right, certain jobs and accolades and things like that, right? People feel proud of those things.
Yes.
I don't know if people feel proud of being a housewife.
I'm sure some women do, because let me tell you, this is a 24/7 job. They may not be getting paid for it per se, but I think that when a woman, when children are raised to a certain standard and these children, end up progressing, I think that's huge, Andre, because a lot of us parents did a really bad job of raising our children in a favorable enough way. You understand? So I'm sure that there are women who will tell you they were proud to be a housewife. I'm sure. I mean, I don't know any personally, but I'm sure. Come on.
But I'm trying to imagine what would be the proud moments for them.
Well,
because
they
as
would
I
have to
said,
tell you.
as I said, in today's world, you see what people feel proud about.
Yeah.
Right? You're proud that you attain how many CXCs.
Yeah,
You're proud that you're island scholar. You're proud that you got the computer. These are the things.
External things.
You see, if you're talking about you excelling in sports, right? if you're excelling in some other avenue, people feel proud about those things. But to me, when it comes to this matter of being like a housewife, right, what is it that you really have to feel proud about?
But you see, Andre, unfortunately, what we do is we allow society to dictate to us what it is we need to feel proud about and stuff like that.
But that's what it is, eh?
No, but it's sad, Andre. So where do I fit in? Where is my choosing to feel proud about things that totally, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, beyond your reach.
Exactly. I mean, okay, for example, let me be very honest. I'm 50 years old. What have I really accomplished? If I have to sit down and compare myself to people, I will just go under. So I try not to do that. There's a saying that goes, if you compare yourself with others, you may become vain and bitter. For always there will be greater and lesser persons than yourself. You see, that helped me a lot. And I am where I am. You understand? I don't have material stuff to say. But then, like, you need to make do with what you have. Now, you don't become complacent and just stay there. But then to say, like society dictates, you need to have this or you should have that, or else, like you less of a person. I think we need to be very careful with that, because the system is designed to really, like keep you down and mess with your mind. But you have to take power, you have to take charge and focus on the blessings, because they're there. You don't let society dictate to you what it is you have to attain and achieve and whatever. That is why people go above and beyond, and then they end up dried out. They end up tired. So we have to be very careful of that. And I see where you're coming from concerning, like the housewives, maybe, you wondering what it is they would have to be proud of.
Yeah.
But I'm sure that some of them will tell you that they're very proud of the fact that they raised, like really good children and stuff like that. That's huge, Andre. It's huge.
Okay. All right. So, no days off.
Ooh.
Right?
24/7.
I know my grandmother every single day.
24/7.
Work. No day off. No vacation, right?
24/7.
Today we have vacation. The law makes it possible now that you take your 2 weeks annual leave, sick leave, things like that. I don't remember my grandmother taking a day off when she's not even feeling well.
But you see, that's the thing.
Now today we hear about ladies, have their monthly, their cycle and so on. And to me, I don't remember anything like that. You just see this person just constantly going.
Well, that is why now is the time to actually encourage people to find me time. You need to do that. I mean, there's so much to be done, whatever. Let me tell you, there's so much to be done, yes, but you have one body, and you need to remember that rest is okay. It's okay to rest. The work will continue. There are days when I can do a ton of work. There are days when I just take it easy, and I was not like that before. There was a time when I felt like if I don't do this, then that will happen. No, you have to take that time. You have to be the one to do that for yourself.
Okay, so no days off. As far as I know, no days off. Also, we tend not to recognize them, right? To really let them know. In our system, for example, every year maybe you have Mother's Day, and a mother is chosen. Then you see that lady being honored. You see this lady being honored for that particular moment. But not everybody can be honored at that event, because usually it's one person.
Yep.
Okay, usually one person. So I think if children are aware of what their parents, especially maybe the mom, is doing as a stay-home mom, we should really take the time to recognize her and to make her feel good. To call it out and say, hey, we recognize this, we recognize that, the things you do. Mom, thank you very much for this. Thank you and most times we just take those things for granted.
Yes.
We just figure, you're my mother, you're my father, you're my sister,
yes.
You just have to do it, and nobody really takes the time to say thank you for what you're doing.
Yeah.
So there's very little recognition on the part of maybe even the man in the house,
well, that
making you feel good about yourself.
And
Okay?
I think that is where fathers need to actually foster in their children that the mother's role is nothing easy. You understand that they need to encourage the children to at least, show gratitude in one way or another.
Exactly.
So I think men, that's a huge role that they need to play.
Exactly.
And other family members as well, aunts, uncles, and it's like a reciprocal kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're just tuning in, we're asking, was the family unit more stable when men went out to work while women remained at home to nurture their children? Just one more thing from me, as far as cons is concerned, you don't do well financially. Right? Because there's no salary. There's no salary for you. Because, and especially the man is a hustler. When I say hustler, maybe a person, daily paid workers, while you work, when you work, you get paid right away. It's not much money. So the guy, while he's taking care of so many things already in the house, right? And beyond that, the children, all other responsibilities, you can't expect the guy to come and like give you a salary.
Yes, or something like that. But
so this person now, financially, they don't do well at all.
But do you know, some of the housewives, what they did was, with everything that you mentioned, them having to, wash the clothes, cook the food, clean the house, they would still find time to make little snacks to sell, to bring in, like a little extra money.
Yeah.
So that was commendable. Or sometimes they would do knitting, crochet, and sell stuff, like they would, it's... But then for some of them, they would not earn, like anything other than what the man was bringing in. So they could not even, like buy a little new thing for themselves, like often enough. And so I'm sure that in their quiet moments, they would be, like probably a little envious of their friends and stuff. You cannot run away from that, So I think that in cases like that, it's very important to try to be content with what you have and give thanks for the blessings. If you can make, something come in, then fine. But then don't overthink it and reach to a level where you become all depressed and bitter and stuff like that, because then you wear yourself out.
Alrighty, so it's 17 minutes to 10. We're just going to open up the lines right now, because we spoke about a lot of stuff there this morning. A lot. All right, so we're going to hear what you have to say on this particular subject. And the numbers, the fixed line is 572-9710, 572-9710, or you can WhatsApp 287-0971. WhatsApp is 287-0971. Again, fixed line 572-9710, or WhatsApp 287-0971. Today we're talking about the family unit. Was it more stable when men went out to work while women remained at home to nurture the children? And I think there are a lot of us who, like myself, who are still around, who went through that period where we were home with mother and the father was basically out, or if he was self-employed, he was just still on his own vibe. So that's what we're talking about today. And I'm sure you've had your experience. So let's see if you're willing to share from, your experiences and your thoughts and so on in this particular matter. And maybe the question is are we better off now that you have, both mother and father out there working? Are we better off? Is the family more stable? Is the family unit more stable? All right. So while waiting for our first call, Nikki, yes. Do you think that there are many housewives in St. Lucia today?
Boy, not as many as before, I don't think, because the financial situation in a lot of households has changed like it has worldwide, because things become more expensive, women are more educated, and, so I believe that there may be less housewives here in St. Lucia as opposed to back then, and that is just my guess.
And I'm talking about, for example, the younger generation.
No.
Like women maybe in the late 20s, early 30s, who will say that they are going to stay home with the children.
I honestly, I don't.
You think they still have that? No,
not many. And the thing is, I think that women, especially the younger ones, have gotten to realize that the reason why a lot of men would not want their significant other to go out to work is because they may want to dominate. And a lot of women will tell you no, they're not going to submit to a man no matter what. They believe that they have the right to work, they have the right to earn their keep and stuff like that. So a lot of women will not take that route. They will go out to work.
Okay, let's take our first call. Good morning. Thanks for calling.
Hey, good morning, Andre. Good morning,
Good morning.
Good morning to you,
sir.
Thank
All is
you
well
for
there?
calling.
Everything is okay.
Good.
Wonderful.
Okay. Thanks for accepting my call.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
Always.
Yeah. When the wife or the lady had to stay home and the father goes to work, it was more stable. Yes. Because let me tell you, in the area where I'm from, I can say about 90% of the children that was brought up where the father went to work and the mother stayed home, the children did well, A lot better. Because even from my experience, Nikki, I remember my mother going to work, my stepfather, because I didn't really have my father there. When we didn't have a key for the house, when we come from school, my mother would tell us, go and stay by the neighbor. Yeah, go by the neighbor until she comes, you see. And those same neighbors, I see the mother, the wife, the way she take care of those children, her children, and so we ourselves had to stay in the yard, outside. And those children inside the mother house, they come from school together first, and they went inside the mother house, they eat something, they change their clothes, and we outside have to wait till our mother come to go at our home. You see? So I can say it was good. It was more stable. Even me, Andre, I telling you, my wife, because like I can say I'm still legally married, but illegally divorced. Yeah.
Yes.
I always say I didn't want my wife to work, Never. Yeah. After I got married,
So what happened? Did she?
You see, during our girlfriend, boyfriend, before I get married, Andre, I don't mind. But after I got married to Andre, once I decided to marry my wife, Andre, I never wanted her to work, Andre.
So,
Why?
Hold on, but did she stop working because you wanted, or she continued working? In your case,
she continued working because of circumstances. Yeah, I won't go into that. Yeah.
But why did you not want her to work?
Yeah, I figure the little I was making, to me, we didn't have any kids, any little children. No, we had, let me see, my children was just about to leave school and so forth. Let me see, 2014. No, we didn't have any children. Our children were big already, 2014. You understand? I said, no, you selling, you have a little place selling in the arcade? No, come home.
Well, what I can tell you is a lot of women don't, they want to work because they want to feel financially free, Some women will jump at the opportunity if the man tells them not to work, but others will not, They want to be, they want to be able to, earn their keep and do whatever they want, to make a contribution to the house.
Like we can say inflation, cost of living, material, those things, Andre, play on the mind. And again, if they have friends giving them advice and tell them, look, you can continue working, you can get that. Even some of them telling your wife, look, open a bank account and don't let him know.
That's something we need to discuss, That's another topic, yes.
Hey, let me give somebody else the line.
Okay,
Thank you for
brother.
calling us always.
Thank
Have
you.
a wonderful day.
Take care. Bye-bye. Yes. This thing about the finances of the family, it's crucial. It's really crucial. But let me ask you, do you think, Nikki, that it has made any real difference? The sacrifices that a lot of women are making right now, being out there, having to deal with their responsibilities as mothers, as nurturers, and so on, and then now having to deal with a world out there that is so demanding of you, especially when the world out there knows that they are paying you for whatever services that you're bringing to the organization, right? You would think that women are doing a lot better financially, but you hear them, they still have things rough. So you have to ask yourself, is it really worth it? in the final analysis, sometimes you end up losing your family, your health, everything.
Exactly.
Because remember,
all for what?
women have their own particular issues that they have. When I say issues, just natural things
Yes,
about
that
them.
we have to deal with.
Yeah,
Yes.
hormones
Exactly.
acting up and all. Today you're in a bad mood.
Yeah.
Today you're sad,
But you
you're depressed.
still have to go out
And then
there.
you have to go out there,
It's crazy.
leave the child or children in the house, or well, with somebody else, or maybe at school or whatever. And then when you look at it at the end of the, now I would say at the end of the day, at the end of the month,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, is it really worth it? Because you figure as though they should be doing a lot better. Because if that's the reason to have two salaries, and you're still hearing people are still going for a rough time.
I think it's just an illusion. I think that we were fooled into believing that, the two salaries would make things better. But it's the total opposite. You understand? I mean, financially, maybe you have more money. We're not saying no. But then what, at what cost? There's so much going on.
And when you say more money, I mean, that's relative, huh?
Exactly.
Because for some people, more money could be a lot more. And for others, it could be just a little more.
Exactly. And so, you have to wonder, like what good is actually coming of this thing.
Because that's what you hear is probably one of the main reasons that women now have been out there.
Yes.
Because they want to be financially independent and so on.
But okay. But you see, at the end of the day, again, society has made it in a way where you have to have this, you have to have that, you need to further yourself, you need to go up, like the career ladder and all of that. And then it's like you chasing and chasing and chasing. And then before you know it, you're a certain age and then you start to feel sick because, like a lot of jobs are very stressful and your family was neglected, probably not intentionally. But then when you fall sick, it's a totally different ball game. The same job that you were chasing remains there. Somebody else comes to take over. And then so...
And not even... You're right about the falling sick. But what about the stress?
But that's what I'm telling you. That is what causes...
What about the stress every day that you're put through on a daily basis?
Your body can only take so much. Eventually, it's going to really, really give up. And it's like basically, if you don't take a break, Andre... If you don't, that's what I was saying. We need to be the ones to decide that, hey, I need to take a break. And you can feel it. Your body will tell you. But some of us, we're so immersed in this whole job thing and this whole money thing. Now, don't get me wrong. Money is very important.
Definitely.
Okay, you cannot run away from that. Money makes things happen. But at the end of the day, you have to really see it for what it is. What is more important to you? That's what the question we need to ask. What is more important to us? Some of us don't even know.
Do you agree that money issues probably one of the main reasons put forward by the system that tells you in order for you to do better, you cannot have this one main breadwinner thing that has to go out the window. Women have to be making their contribution by going out there. Do you think that's one of the major reasons?
Yes, that is it. And let me tell you, that actually, in my opinion, kind of broke down the family unit. And I don't know, there's something that wanted to get into the fabric of the family unit, because the closer a family is, or the closer the family unit would have remained, society would have been way better. You know what I mean? That's just my opinion. And so, because of the degradation of the family unit, that is why you have so much chaos going on. You know what I mean? I sometimes I want to I want to understand better why this whole breakdown came about. It's almost as if something is trying to just destroy the human race. In a way where we are left in shambles. You know what I mean? Because the stronger the family unit is, and this is especially among the black community, the stronger the family unit is, the more a nation will thrive. That's just my humble opinion.
So let me ask you, before, we have about another 5 minutes to go. What would you say has been the outcome or the advantages of both the male and the female, right? The parents out there working. What would you say have been maybe one huge advantage to that?
Andre, honestly,
you can think of
listen, more money. That's just it, more money.
But as I said, that's relative.
It is.
Because more money might be just a little.
Well, it's still more.
Right?
It's still more. You know,
Yeah, but taxes end up taking a little more.
But you see, it's the same. Let me tell you, I honestly, the advantages are very, very rare.
So can you think of a couple of advantages of this experiment, which is still ongoing, as a matter of fact?
Probably.
Yeah. What are the
Okay,
advantages?
probably one advantage may be that the two people are not, quote unquote, stuck in each other's feet 24/7, and so they end up not taking each other for granted. You know, because I think the more of your significant other you see, and something. Oh God, am I saying
the
this?
more you see, the less you want to see.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Let's take
maybe that.
a call. Let's take a call. Thanks for calling. Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hello.
morning.
Hi.
I'm so nervous right now, but
Take it easy.
You're all right. You're all right. You're fine. You're in good company.
Yes.
I'm a stay-at-home mom right now
Oh, okay.
because I'm 43 years old, and I chose to because I don't want what happened to me and my siblings to happen to my son. Like the parental connection, we never had that with our parents. Like we both parents went to work, and we had to go to different family members to live, and that it has an impact on us.
Wow.
So I do not want that. And I'm proud that seeing my son happy when I'm at home because his dad is out at work in another country, and I chose to So if both of us were at work, I'm always thinking, how would he feel? Because that's what I went through. I don't want that to happen to him.
Wow. Well, you know what? I commend you, and I'm happy to hear you say that you're proud, to see your son happy. I think that is very important. So, we just want to thank you for calling.
Sometimes I joke around with him. I tell him, I'm going to work. And he says, no. Say, I want you at home. I want you at home.
How old is he, if I may ask?
He's 4 years old.
Oh.
Yes.
Wow. So, do you ever feel, like a part of you would want to work to earn your own money so that you could do quote, nice things for yourself and for your son? Do you ever feel like that?
Yes, I always feel like that. I see like other people growing more, like they have more. But I am a hustler. I work myself. I work from home. I do my little things on the side.
See? Okay, well, that's
I am
good.
not lazy. And before I had a family, I was working hard. I worked hard all my life, so I know what it is to work, but I choose to stay with my son because I know what it is to be.
So you prioritized. That's what you did. You prioritized his well-being over going out there because you do not want him to fall, victim to what you went through. So that is commendable.
Because she spoke about the lack of connection.
Right. That is commendable.
Wow. Alrighty.
Thank you so much for calling and sharing that with us. You did well.
Okay, thank you.
Before you run, I'm just curious.
Yes.
The child's father, or maybe it could be your boyfriend, since he's overseas.
Yes.
Does he ever put some pressure on you to say, hey, I can't manage this thing on my own? Does that ever happen?
Oh no, he has never done that.
Well, that's
Okay.
good.
He has never.
That's good.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And I work. I do my little thing. Like I'm not just there depending on him, but he calls every day. He's there as well. He connects with his son. He comes down every few months. So yes.
Well, that's good, eh?
Alrighty.
All the best.
I wish you had more time to explore.
Yes,
but
yes.
thank you very much for calling.
Yes,
Okay?
indeed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alrighty.
welcome,
Let's
dear.
take a
Bye-bye.
final call and then we wrap things up. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Andrew, don't jump on my back first. Nikki, beautiful topic this morning.
Thank you.
Beautiful topic. I honestly believe Hollywood has played a big part, and that thing about women's rights destroyed the family. I think it happened really sad in America, and honestly, that's my belief. I could be wrong, but it was mainly to dismantle the black community.
I believe so too.
Okay, thank you.
I believe so, honestly.
Right? Because blacks were together. Before that, we were together. I mean, in America, you can see them, they had a family, the corner store owned by the blacks. And I mean, it was all together. And for a time, they just destroyed it. They just said women needed power, women need this, women need that. you know, and just make it, and that is what I destroyed. But what I'm saying, Andre, just, you have kids. Mothers at work, fathers at work, kids on their own. You look the eldest, sometimes the eldest want to take care of the kids. He or she more want to go and do their own business. And just say, praise God, I was raised with my mom, was a stay-home mom, and my dad did all, and that is the way I wanted my life to be. You know, it's better that way. Your kids are raised well, they're well-mannered, but Hollywood just destroyed the whole fabric of the family, and it was just to dismantle the way black people were.
But how do you see? I mean, you say Hollywood. Explain what do you think was the method being used
in the movies? Number one, you know, you have these blockbusters that show you women are independent, working for the money, and women, you know, and we just pick it up.
Okay, I
you
got
know?
you.
And we feel so good, you know, man working, woman working, kids at home. We're making money, but we still not seeing it because we're just making money. It's all about making money. Then father on a side, mother on a side. Next thing, father have side chick because mother never home, mother is at work, you know. And women always have to work twice as hard as men to prove their worth at the workplace. So you find it's honestly, that is the worst thing that ever happened.
And when you say, you know, we have more money but we're not seeing it, I don't understand what you meant by that. You say we have more money but we're not seeing it. What does that mean?
We have more money but it is still divided.
And we have to work and work and work. Like we develop an insatiable appetite.
Husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend with a joint account. Everybody have their own money. So as much as we say we want to work so we could make more money, but it's not together. It's like if I have $100, you have 100. It's not like we have 200.
Oh, okay.
It's not we.
I get
it's
you.
I have 100. You have 100. So it's I. The man says I have $2,000 in my bank account. The woman says I have 5,000. It is not. We have 7,000.
And there's a competitiveness, you know. There's a competitiveness.
That is it.
Where one
and
is trying to outshine the other.
Bank account. You know, nobody wants somebody to see the bank account. Nobody wants somebody to have a password to their phone. You know, it's just.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Thanks, man. Thanks a lot, Cuz. Thank you very much.
Thanks for calling.
I think I prefer it when you call. That's a little joke between the two of us.
I know.
All right, Cuz. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. You see, he's laughing. Okay. All right, Nikki. So we got to wrap it up. Wow. Another deep topic for
we
today.
Only scratch the surface, you know.
Yeah, as always, you know, these things, I mean, we're not psychologists at the end of the day. We're just there talking from our own personal experience.
I think we're making an impact, nonetheless.
All right. So we should be having another interesting topic next week.
Yes.
In fact, folks, it might be one with a difference.
Yes.
Yeah, it might be one with a difference. Yes. So Nikki's going to be working on that, and we'll get confirmation as to
I'll let you know
what that's going to be.
Yes.
Okay? Alrighty. So Nikki, thank you very much.
Bye.
Have yourself a good day.
Welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Okay, folks, this has been The Love Zone. Thanks for listening. Thanks for viewing. Until next week, Tuesday, same time, 9 o'clock for another Love Zone on REV-UP St. Lucia. Now, those of you on Facebook, YouTube, X, etc., we'll take a little break and get back to you for our drive. All right?